Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Outspoken Artist, hosted by Jean Carlo.
Damn, how do you follow that? How do you follow that?
You don't.
From the stage to the studio, Jeff White is a photographer and a seasoned performer known for his sharp eye and sharper wit. His son, Connor White, is following close behind, diving into photography, video, and making waves as the bassist for Huntsville's own Blue Jay and the Breeze.
I hear so many photographers here that their business is their business, and what started out as art has now become their livelihood, and they're like, man, I haven't picked up a camera and taken it outside in like 20 years.
That's the absolute danger. One of the first things I learned is that you have to do projects for yourself. Otherwise, you kind of go dry. I had a model in the studio and we were taking pictures through a shower curtain just to play and see what it looked like. And, of course, it all came out crappy, but that's okay.
All right, welcome to the Outspoken Artist.
Wait. Hold on, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Outspoken Artist, hosted by Jean Carlo.
Damn, how do you follow that?
You don't.
Well, everyone, I'm here with Jeff White, Connor White, two phenomenal photographers, but more importantly, two really great friends that I have. I met you at my very first pre-con, and that was the best damn decision I've ever made in my life. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. It was great.
You were just fooling around with Gary up there, and Sergio was there, and I think Ashley was there. Were you there? I don't think you were.
I was not.
That was not only pre-con, that was pre-Connor.
Pre-Connor, that's... Yeah, that's good. Nah, man, but you guys have been great, man. You have been so supportive, and you've helped me out so much, especially last year when I did the whole PPA, and I shoved the table without technically asking. And here's a funny story. That table, you might remember, they said, oh, nobody's going to use that. And we took it. The next day, they're looking for the table because we hid it. We put it somewhere else.
No, I remember it was set up right in the middle of the hallway. That's my favorite. But of course, it was a giant hallway.
It's giant hallway, giant
Atrium, I guess, maybe atrium.
Didn't we steal chairs, like bring
100% we borrowed and then returned the chairs.
We commandeered the table, and
We did return the chairs.
And then we ended up using like the couches they had, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because they needed the chairs and the table back, and we were like, well, what are we gonna do then? We'll use this couch that's sitting over here.
Oh man, that's such a memorable experience.
Necessity is the mother of invention. You get into a situation, you got to get a certain amount of work done or a job done, and you find a way to do it. That's the key. I mean, that's really, you can apply that to photography too. So.
And we're in a photo expo. We should probably talk some photography. Look, I would ask you what kind of photo you do, but you do everything, man. So what's your favorite? Here's a better question for you. When was the last time you done a personal project for yourself?
So actually, that's a great question. And when I joined the PPA, really, it's been less than a decade. I was very old. I was a very old, established photographer before I discovered the PPA. And one of the first things I learned is that you have to do projects for yourself. Otherwise, you kind of go dry. I mean, there's only so many times you can go to an event and take a picture of someone shaking a hand, or do a headshot, or even a wedding.
Right.
So I actually, once a month, I do personal projects, whether if it's a traveling model coming through Huntsville, or if I go on a photo walk with a friend, or we've talked about doing that. We haven't done it yet, but we need to. Or if I just find a certain time of day and I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to go shoot this building at this time of day just to see what I can do. And, but yeah, once a month at least, if not more.
That's great, because I hear so many photographers here that their business is their business, and what started out as art has now become their livelihood, and they're like, man, I haven't picked up a camera and taken it outside in like 20 years.
And that's the day. And no, that's the absolute danger. I mean, you're absolutely right. And don't get me wrong, the art stuff that I do and my personal projects they're not great, because I'm experimenting and I'm playing and sometimes I'll pick up a piece of equipment and try something, or I had a model in the studio and we were taking pictures through a shower curtain just to play and see what it looked like. And, of course, it all came out crappy, but that's okay.
At least there's passion behind it, right? There's a lot of passions that I'm sensing from people here, and that's what it's been a key focus on everything, is the passion of things, because we can all photograph. We can all make money doing it. But what is what you're passionate about? And now I'll redirect the question to you, Mister Handsome Man Connor.
Oh, me?
What's been your most recent personal project?
Well, so I met a guy named Sherwin, an older man, while I was in one of the classes here at the CPA, and we took this class called Breaking into Travel Photography. Anyway, we were like, oh, we would like to get better at, I guess, landscapes and street photography. That was kind of the idea. We ended up talking to each other, and the guy that did the class was like, hey, the best way to do that is to join a group and go do it, So Sherwin was like,
The best way to do that is to go do it.
go do it. So Sherwin was like, hey, do you want to go do that? And I said, yeah, I do. So actually we went out yesterday to downtown.
That's where you
Cape
went.
Town. Yeah, and we spent like 3-4 hours just walking around their main street over there and took a bunch of photos. I was shooting everything in black and white
Nice.
for funsies. It always gives a little bit, more fun to it because it's like high contrast.
Yeah. I remember the photos you took in Louisville. They were awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, yes, that's right. It was a lot of fun, and so I've tried to do that every time I go somewhere I've never really been before. I want to go explore the city, and I think that helps like kind of keep that creativity alive.
I love that.
Because I'm doing it for myself.
And in the case of Louisville, it finds us a really good lunch spot.
I know it was, right?
That's true.
It was really great. I remember when I used to go and travel, I would go somewhere. I went to Koreatown when I went to visit Pasadena by myself, rented a car, and it was phenomenal because first, never got so excited with Skid Row. It's like, Skid Row, there it is. It was a lot of, on Skid. My God, there were just a lot of homeless. I'm like, oh my God. But then I keep driving. I go through all the districts, the art district, the industrial and whatnot. And I get to Koreatown, and I happen to have my camera. And when I say Koreatown, it's like full-blown Koreatown. Barely anybody spoke English, and I loved it because I'm like, how the hell am I going to communicate? So I buy stuff. I go here. I go up to a parking lot, and I see there's a gentleman, homeless man, gathering heat from a air conditioning unit because it's cold. So he's bundling up, and I took a picture of the scenery. It's beautiful. Then I had an interesting thought process. Should I photograph him, or should I not photograph him? I elected not to. Because I didn't want it to be, I want to take a photo of a man that's trying to survive. But then I think I should have because that's part of humanity. So these little trips that you take, you come across like the homeless man that was in Louisville. I was fascinated how you captured him. And I love your work, man. And your music. Tell me about your music.
So I play a little bit of bass guitar in a couple bands in Huntsville, Alabama. I don't have anything personally like out anywhere that you can listen, but
You can listen on Instagram.
yeah, I guess that is true. Yeah, Blue Jay and the Breeze is the band name.
It's fun. I like it. Blue Jay and the Breeze.
Yeah, when hopefully actually he'll be my roommate soon. He's gonna move back to Huntsville, so he hasn't lived there in like a year and a half. So it's been pretty hard. He's about an hour or so outside of town, and he's been struggling a little bit. But I'm glad to we're getting back to playing music, and hopefully we'll be writing a lot more.
So if you were to describe your music without using genres or like keywords that people will recognize, how would you describe it? Like what kind of?
That's hot without cue. It's
Without the dag, what do you mean? It's a key.
can I give you feelings?
Yeah, what kind of feelings are you looking to convey?
The feelings of like now
I won't remain or cut it in that because I love those.
no right. I would say like a shadow of joy with the undertone of sadness.
Ooh,
Yeah.
damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, because like a lot of the musicality of it sounds very joyful,
Yeah.
but most of the subject lines are not.
It reminds me a lot of, if you go back for some of our older people like Harry Chapin,
Okay, yeah.
had some incredible songs, and they were all upbeat music, very high funk, and the lyrics were just like, oh, we're all gonna die today.
It's not quite that dark.
I'm never gonna love again. Yay.
Yeah.
So besides the good looks, how much of your dad do you think has transfer towards you in terms of art? What kind of influence have you gotten from Jeff?
I don't. That's a great question. When I think of like photographers, so there's this guy Joe McNally that I took a class with last year. He was doing a promo or whatever demo, and it just reminded me of my dad because he looked like the most photographer I could imagine.
Yeah.
He had like the shorts, cargo shorts, and but he was wearing like, he was still wearing like a long sleeve button down, and he kept making like decisions where he'd be like,
Oh, no, wait. I mean, are you a photographer if you don't have a vest on and there isn't an SD card in your pocket? Yeah, I mean, I'm not
Gotta have
gonna lie to you.
pockets. Oh, gotta have.
Let's say, oh, there's one. There it is. There it is, right there.
yeah, and he was just pulling stuff out of nowhere, and he was like, he'd do something and then be like, wait, actually, I think I can do this also, and try the next step, and it reminded me a lot of her.
That's great. That's great. And my goal for Connor and all my children, I've got 4 incredibly wonderful children and a beautiful wife. And my goal for my children is not to influence them directly, but is to give them the tools and the opportunity and the foundation that they can discover what they want to on their own. And I've learned a lot from Connor, and I learned a lot from Kaylin, and I learned a lot from Nola. And Jacob's still a little young, but I still learn stuff from him too. But that's my goal. My goal is not to pigeonhole them or create a situation where they're like, oh, you have to be a photographer or you have to be an artist. You have to listen to this music. I mean, they're going to listen to that music, right? That's the music I'm played. But if they ask me, say, hey, can we listen to this? We turn it over. And I've actually become a huge fan of Taylor Swift. And I'm not unhappy to say that 1989 is a great album. And I never would have listened to it. It's one of the best.
I never would say nothing to it. I never heard of it, so I have no ground to listen to say anything. Yeah.
Don't go listen to it because it will ruin you. You'll listen to it a bunch.
Okay. Good to know. I'm curious, Jeff. Outside of photography, you guys do other stuff like theatrical stuff. Can you tell me about that passion that you have for that?
I have been performing on the stage since the middle 80s, and I absolutely love it. Mostly regional theater. I've done some regional movies, but I love the stage itself. I've probably been a part of 45 productions in my lifetime. A lot of Shakespeare. We had a Shakespeare troupe that used to travel around the different schools and teach Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. So it was fascinating. I would love to be a part of something like that. Listen, it was absolutely incredible. The people you meet is incredible. And let me tell you, our kids are smart. Kids, we used to go perform for 4th and 5th grade kids, and they would laugh. And they got most of the jokes, not the adult type jokes, but most of the jokes, and it was absolutely incredible. Lately, I've been getting back into improv. So we've got an improv troupe that we perform twice a month in Huntsville. We've been working for about a year now together, and it's so much fun. It's paid too.
That's even better.
Yeah, it's paid. And I earn a lot more money shooting pictures, but that's okay. It's still a lot of fun. And that is a creative outlet. So of course, then we do it as a family too. Right? We've done Christmas Carol every Christmas, and Connor was in it one year with me and with Jacob and with Nola, and Joanna was backstage being producer. So, and Caitlin was in. I mean, it's been a blast. They're all very talented on stage.
Yeah. I want to do something since they're getting a little loud behind Poirier.
I noticed that.
I know. It's like, bam.
They could turn the mic, maybe. I don't know.
No. I'll clean it up. They're going to be like, what do you mean the audio is clean? It's very loud. It's extremely loud.
We're on the expo floor.
I know. Question. Yeah. You already mentioned your music. What about, where else can we find your work? Both of you.
Oh, I guess you can follow my Instagram, Visual Creations by CW. I guess it's visual.creations by CW.
Okay.
I'm trying to make like a business Instagram because I have a personal one, but it's got a really dumb name. So I was like, it's not easy to look up. Yeah, it's not easy to look.
That's a smart move.
I'm Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm just Jeff White Photo. Basically on all 3. Jeff White Photographer. So
Okay, we got that.
he's a photography. I am. I've literally been this way most of my life. I'll shake somebody's hand. They'll go, hello, my name is so-and-so. I go, hello, my name is Jeff White, photographer. And then I think they didn't need that information. And
Maybe they did. I also introduce myself all the time with my full name, and it's always so funny. 'Cause
I cut off my last name.
Really?
This is Giancarlo.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because people all the time they don't do that. They'll just give you your first name. And I'm like, if your name's Steve, you need to give me your last name. I'm not going to remember who you are. I'm sorry.
Steve Urkel.
Steve, so that would help. Where?
Guys, I really appreciate you stopping by. My first interview in this chaotic day. They didn't let me in to set up. They closed the doors and I snuck in to be able to set up in here. So if that person gets in trouble for knowing that I snuck in, I'm sorry.
We're going to use the word snuck, and we're going to do quotes on it, so that's perfectly legal. So that's
Allegedly snuck in. You just put allegedly in front of it and you're fine. It's okay.
It's a little asterisk on the screen. So yes,
my favorite thing about this whole setup, and this is absolutely incredible. I remember from last year, this is infinitely nicer. I mean, and none of the last year was bad. Everybody stretched my issue, but this buttons and the computer and everything. But there's a big giant screen right up here that every once in a while I turn and look just to see what I look like. I'm so vain. I'm like,
have we been in focus?
yes.
Thank God.
Yes.
Thank God. Okay. Camera's been out of focus a few times. Sorry. Guys,
You're amazing, man.
love you guys.
Anytime you need anything at all, just holler.
Appreciate you, man.